Rahubat Suken, if the all is mind and the universe is entirely mental, how can a nine ether soul person utilize his mental realm versus a six ether soul if they are both tied into the same mental plane? Now let me clarify that, because that kind of sounds a little bit confusing. The all is you said if the all is mind, the all is all. Mind is mind. Mind is within the all as a part of the all. I'm trying to make this so that it's not confusing, because when you're a part of something, you are that thing, but you're not the entire thing. Okay, so for example, a drop of water is still water, but you got water that's in the ocean, which is different or bigger than the water in the cup or the water that is a drop from the ocean. It's still water. It can still say, I am water. And the ocean can still say, I am water. And they're still connected to each other because they have the same vibration and same properties. Okay? So mental is a part of the all, because you have the mental realm. And the mental realm has density or variations or levels, and different people can connect to the mental realm or the mental reservoir, which is like, I use this analogy all the time to make it clear. It's like having a device, right? Whether it's a laptop or a tablet, a computer or cell phone, mobile phone. And this has a part within it which has memory, and it can store information locally. But that memory is limited, but it can connect as it's connecting to the network, as in the World Wide Web, for example. And the World Wide Web itself has many different servers that you can connect to get even more storage, external storage, excuse me. So even within your laptop, your computer, you have memory, but you can get an external hard drive and add more storage. You can have a terabyte, you can have, 5 different drives if you like. Okay, so the mind is like your portion that you have to store the information, but you can also pull more from the mental reservoir. And the mental reservoir, as I said, has different layers. And with a computer network, you can give people access or restrict people to a certain area. Like if you're in a workplace, you might have a computer and then you might have a drive that is partitioned and shared for your team. So you might have a finance drive, or, do you know what I mean, personnel or whatever, and you have access to that. But there is a bigger pool of space that is divided and given to other departments. So your ability to access the higher levels or realms of the mind is based on your capacity and the ability to reach its highest potential. Some beings only have a small amount of, let's use the analogy, hard drive space. Like, for example, the Adamites, the male, they only have the capacity of a 13-year-old when you're dealing with brain and access to information. So going back to the question, if the all is mind and the universe is entirely mental, the universe is mental. Everything is mental, because your mind is what you use to connect to the higher realm. So you have the mental realm, but you also have realms that are higher, like the etheric realms that are higher than the mental. You have the soul realm, which is under the realm of mental. So when you say how can a nine ether soul being, and not everyone has a soul, okay? Or some people have a soul, but it's not utilized or it's not activated, right? Or it's dim or it needs to be jump started. It's like you have a car, you have a battery. The battery can be dead or it can just about have enough juice. And sometimes you may have to jump start the battery for the car to start. So nine ether soul person utilizes his mental and he can access higher levels of mental and he can access all the way to the ethers if he is activated. A six ether being, not all six ether beings have souls, and you can drop from 9 to 6 and even below. This is why we break down the different parts of you from a supreme being, which is the highest, all the way down to what people say, I'm a human being, I'm a man, and you know, tying into being a mammal, going down to being a beast. You can be a demon, you can go down lower depending on your vibration and your actions, right? Because people say, well, what's the difference? Because you can look at 10 people and go, they're all human beings. But the mental capacity, the behavior, the intelligence, or the intel in their genetics is going to determine the way they behave. So people who behave in a beast-like manner are not going to be using their intelligence at a higher level. So if you said six ether soul, if they're both tied into the same mental plane, yeah. So not all people have souls. So you can have a spirit, which is what you're talking about when you're saying lower ether beings. They have spirit, but they don't have a soul. A spirit is what animates you and keeps you alive. And even within these different realms, like for example, the spirit realm, or shall I say, you have things that are alive, but they don't have a soul. You know, I'll give examples such as rocks, trees, animals. They have spirits, but they don't have soul. But people mistake and interchange soul and spirit. Okay, so to answer your question, everyone's at different levels mentally, and they can only access certain parts mentally. Not everyone has a soul. You need a soul to access the higher realms. So we can all have access to the mental reservoir, but at different levels, or we can only get so much from it because the container has to be able to hold, you know, it's like if your hard drive is full, it's full. You can't put anything more. So the bigger your hard drive, the bigger your ability or capacity to reach the levels. We did a video on this as well. So most of this information we've already done videos on, all right? So that's for Supreme 4490. I hope that helps.